Tiny yet powerful web cameras are no strangers to the dynamic PC world, but tiny, powerful and affordable 4K webcams are unicorns, and maybe I found one. OBSBOT's Tiny 2 Lite is here with a lot of big promises, but does it deliver? Let's inspect. Hey guys and girls, how are you doing? Michael here, the Tech Mishka, and for the last year, there's been only one web camera I've been using all the time, and I liked it so much that I was traveling with it no matter what. Not that I've been using it that frequently, but it's a fact that whenever I needed something, this was my preferred choice. Not a single glitch for the last 12 months. That's the OBSBOT Tiny 2. And if there is one thing that most of the people didn't really like about it, is the price, because we have to admit it's a bit more expensive. Now, in 2024, for almost half of the price, OBSBOT are launching the Tiny 2 Lite edition. Whether it really has half of the features taken away and the performance is 50% worse, I guess we're gonna find out soon enough. The price is, as usual, a key factor for deciding whether you can or will afford a specific product. For $179, you can grab a basic smartphone, an action camera, a mini PC, or apparently the Tiny 2 Lite. So yeah, it costs, but given the fact that there's a decent processor with AI, a well-tuned camera unit and a 2-axis gimbal, I feel that OBSBOT are generously providing a lot with this tiny unit. Furthermore, I feel that this Lite edition is better than the original Tiny 4K, which used to cost close to $100 more than that. Functional alternatives in this segment are not too many, with Insta360, BenQ, Logitech and many others having good models costing a lot more than that though. Unboxing experience is light. I mean, not bad, but nothing that will impress you that much. Right at the start, OBSBOT present a few tutorials as first steps to get to know the new device better. There's of course a good user guide, and here's the Tiny 2 Lite. Among the first things I've checked is whether the bottom area is magnetic. Apparently not. I loved the feature on Tiny 2 because it is so easy to store it around. The Lite has a 1/4-inch mount thread at the bottom though, so that you can mount it on a tripod, and it has a retractable stand. Visually, it's very similar to the non-Lite edition, having the same red line around the lens, a 2-axis movement option, and the same style of the shapes. Build quality feels promising too. As part of the accessories, there only is a Type-C cable with a Type-A conversion, giving you the freedom to connect to a PC with any type of a current USB port. Since we're about to explore the image quality in different lighting conditions, let me quickly guide you through some of the interesting specs so that we can set the expectations right. There's a 4K image sensor, 79-degree field of view, an aperture of f/1.8, gesture-controlled AI tracking, 4x digital zoom, dual omnidirectional microphone setup, compatibility with Mac and Windows, and weight of just 91 grams. Most of these specs sound great, but what I really hate is when my hands are tied, because in this case I was unable to figure out which is the exact system on a chip inside. I have some clues. I'm not 100% sure, and if you wonder why I want to know this information, is because it can show us how far OBSBOT can go in terms of new firmware implementations over time. What we know for sure, the image sensor inside, it's half-inch image sensor with 48 megapixels, which, based on an educated guess, should be the IMX586. Not confirmed by OBSBOT yet, but if that's the case, which I very much assume is, then it kind of explains the very good performance, because the very same kind of image sensor has been used with multiple other devices, including high-end smartphones, for the last several years. And combined with a pretty wide aperture optics, it's f/1.8, it very well explains the excellent low-light performance. The other really great advantage of this Lite web camera is the fact that it supports important protocols such as OCS, Stream Deck and SDK, with the last few guaranteeing seamless operation when it comes to broadcasting and live streaming. And that's quite important, but kind of too advanced. So let's take one step back and explore more about the image quality and the real-life performance. Prep steps that you need to follow are quite simple. In terms of software, the only thing you're gonna need when connecting to your computer is to get the OBSBOT Center software. One-time installation, it takes care of all the webcam features and brings in firmware updates in case such appear. Then simply connect the cable and start using the cam. OBSBOT are happily giving you a quick crash course about the gestures and how you are supposed to use them for more optimal results. As usual for such kind of features, the cleaner the background, the more likely it is the gestures to be recognized and triggered right away. Since AI tracking is advertised, I don't want to make you wait any longer. Here it is, works perfectly fine and well detects gestures and movements with success rates maybe 9 out of 10 times. And of course, portrait aspect ratio is supported too. One thing to note, the field of view is kind of narrow. I mean, there are a lot of webcams with ultra-wide field of view so that more people can fit within the image. With Tiny 2 Lite, this is perhaps the narrowest OBSBOT device we've ever seen. This is a microphone test. We know that we have a dual microphone setup inside the Tiny 2 Lite. Well, because of the pretty narrow field of view, you gotta be kind of 60 to 70 centimeters away from the camera, which in a regular room is going to pick up quite a fair amount of echo. If you want to film more than one person, you gotta keep the webcam further than what you usually do with most other webcams. If you want to hide the background, it's one tap away in the software and everything is going to be masked. And yeah, that's not bad for a real-time software processing. The portrait mode can be perfect for streaming to TikTok, Instagram and so on. We did mention about the multiple streaming protocols being supported. Perhaps most people don't care much about this, but if you've ever needed a proper live streaming device and controlling it remotely or via professional mixer was a must, you will certainly appreciate how far OBSBOT go with this kind of implementation. At this price point, I think it's rather unusual and really well played. As for low light performance, I'm rather impressed. Side by side with the Tiny 2, I think it's not too far away in terms of overall image quality. As for the competition, it's definitely providing the better kind of footage. In terms of software experience, I feel that here OBSBOT are strong as usual. The Center app is excellent, stable, full of good functions. We now have an option to keep presets of the PTZ setup so that you can quickly revert to these settings in case there are repetitive locations of scenes to handle. It's a feature probably inspired by some other softwares. Since this is a Lite edition, there is no official desk mode or whatsoever, but truth is that Tiny 2 Lite is great for top-down shots as well. You can try some of the extra software features, such as controlling the exposure, the saturation, the background blur, the beauty mode. I guess it's too late for me anyway. Yet, after so much praising, if you wonder whether there is something I didn't like about Tiny 2 Lite, the fact that there is still no easy way to add an external microphone to the setup, this, in my opinion, could be a game changer for whoever manages to implement it. DJI have recognized the niche with their action cameras already. I do miss a magnetic plate at the bottom, and I didn't like the fact that there is no carrying case as part of the accessories. It's now conclusion time, and you know what I think? This is not supposed to be called a light version of the Tiny 4K Generation 2 because it is in no way a light or entry-level camera. It's probably was supposed to be called the Air version or something because we have 4K, we have extraordinary good image quality even in low light, we have AI gestures. It's true we don't have those voice AI commands, but if you're on the hunt for a very capable, extremely good and reliable web camera which supports gestures in 2024 and is rather fresh on the market, this definitely should make it to your shortlist. If you want to go for something which is probably the best on the market right now, I would say go for the regular Tiny 2 4K webcam. And that's everything I wanted to share with you in regard to this new Tiny 4K Generation 2 Lite version. If you have questions, ask me anything in the comment section below the video. If you want to buy these units, well, ask yourself the question whether you really need a new web camera. If the answer is still yes, check the video description for more information. Thank you very much for watching this episode. In case you liked and enjoyed, you can show me your appreciation, and also you can sub to the channel so that you don't miss any of our forthcoming cool tech inspections. I'm the Tech Mishka and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye!